Hello, hello. Hello, Tom, and hello, Dean.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Tom, and hello, Bill. How are you?
Oh, I like it. I like it. I'm good.
I am hot. I am
You're hot.
roasting.
That's quite a thing to say about yourself, Tom.
Yeah,
Very arrogant.
I am.
Oh, not in that way. I mean, my bollocks are, fused with the chair. It is like if you fry your eggs in a pan and you forgot to fucking put oil in it, and it's like you have to spatula them off. Which is why I've got this. This is my ball spatula.
What a dust
This is to peel myself
How
off.
big are your balls? How big are your balls?
Now we're talking.
30 seconds in and he's already brought out a spatula on his testicles. I mean,
God, someone
be fair
tuned in
to
hoping
Tom,
to listen to
though,
some serious
to
Snatch
be fair
conversation.
to Tom, I kind of resonate with where he's coming from here because I've got a leather chair. And over the past 3 days, if my fan wasn't facing me, there was some serious sticking issues between the back of the leg and the chair. And it was like,
Just the back of the leg.
many more places.
Yeah.
Many more places.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's sticky. So I get it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, where this heat does make things elongate more. If you're like me, when you sit down, are you gentle when you boys sit down? Are you gentle when you sit down? Or are you like me? Are you a flopper? I flop down. And at the moment where things are elongated, I'm in that danger zone where I risk sitting on myself.
It depends on what I'm sitting on too. If it's a toilet seat, it's done with care and attention. If it's the couch,
They're fragile, aren't they?
exactly. I've had moments in the past where I've sat on a toilet seat, and you know what I'm on about. It's an older toilet seat. The plugs at the back, the metal pins haven't been in properly, and you fall arse over tit, literally. So always caution on a toilet seat, on a couch, and on this chair. I'm with you. I'm a flopper, straight in.
At this point, people are probably thinking, what the fuck have I tuned into? I thought they were going to be chatting about Snatch. And we are going to be chatting about Snatch, but we'll come on to what talk of Snatch we're talking about, because the way this episode's gone, it's... What a name for a title. We did have a bit of a giggle about that, didn't we, in the old WhatsApp? So we've got Dean back again, simply because he's been in the weightlifting space for a very long time, much more than myself. I mean, Tom's not in the weightlifting space at all.
This is getting fucking progressively worse now, and I'm not going to take it any longer, okay? I sent you a picture of me deadlifting 60 kilos. No, sorry, I took a picture of a 60 kilo loaded bar. I didn't actually send you a picture of me lifting it, but you've got to have faith. I did lift it.
I did.
But did you lift it in a weightlifting fashion?
Did you clean it?
I managed to get it onto the bottom J hook in a rack. Yeah. I managed to get in a rack.
I'm trying to picture the motion that Tom went through.
Oh,
to get
full
it
on
onto the
shrimp,
rack.
prawn back, you know.
I mean, heaven forbid should you have a arched spine.
Oh yeah. Well, as you can
I'm
see, my
surprised you still with us
spine
now,
is
Tom.
behind me. I literally released the
It fell out, did
catch.
it?
It came out. There's a pretty small spine as well. So I've lost my balls today, and I've lost my spine.
So where's this going to go? But yeah, Dean, welcome back again. This is probably, I don't know, the fifth or sixth time. It's
I've genuinely lost count, but I
It's
suppose
great.
that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. We're having a good time. It's always good when you come on, and this is an episode. I think your knowledge is going to be very much useful.
The snatch would be one of the last things that... Oh my goodness.
Hello. Here we go.
My sincerest apologies. I'm back in.
Back in.
So, let's go back.
That was Sonny Webster funny.
Let's
Though.
go back. Oh my...
He's persistent.
I mean...
All I want to know is it an unknown number?
FaceTime the wife. Just wait. I'm going to put her on FaceTime.
Here we go. I love this. Right.
Just wait. So this is the irritating thing about mobile phones. Someone calls you,
Don't answer.
you try and respond to that call, and all of a sudden the phone no longer exists. How? Explain. One more. Phone the wife on speaker.
It's getting serious. Oh,
I hope you cut all this shit out.
definitely stayed in.
Make for a good blooper.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's got on YouTube. This.
I'm not sure if you'd be happy about being on the podcast. Okay, I give up. I carry on. Right, sorry.
I can't wait for the phone to ring again.
I've just got to say, I suck.
It's literally going to happen in 2 seconds, and I'm literally just going to message her now and say, on a podcast, speak soon.
It's almost
right.
This is such a Mrs. thing to happen where they phone you, you don't, then you try and phone them back, and it's like, no, you had your chance.
You're in the doghouse.
Yeah. What was it? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I will keep an eye on it. If she's travelled up to Birmingham this evening.
Oh God, is she okay?
She's got a gymnastics and cheerleading or dance competition. So I'm sure it's probably just something to see if she's all right. So yeah, going back to it. So with general population, and we talk about the snatch as a proponent that is taught within a CrossFit box. Let's just use that as an example. Yes, it has a place there. If you are taking somebody who has the aspiration to potentially go and compete within a CrossFit competition. Because within a CrossFit competition, one of the components of competitive functional fitness is snatch work. Taking a barbell from the ground to overhead in one rapid movement. Like, we see that quite a lot. Do we use it for somebody who is just starting out their journey within CrossFit and give them a barbell and try and get them to snatch with it? My answer's probably not in the early stages. For me, if you've taken somebody, and this is where it does generally, in my opinion, it does tend to go wrong, is that people take this really highly technical lift with somebody who has maybe done a weekend course, and they try and teach something so incredibly technical and difficult that's taken people years to master, where it's required for individuals.
Here we go, we're in.
Darling, I am on a podcast live with Bill and Tom.
I love it.
You all right? How's it going?
My daughters want to say goodnight, so can we just hello, sweetheart? How are you? Did you get to Birmingham okay?
Yeah, it took us over 3 hours.
Oh God, right. I'm gonna have to be really quick because I am on a podcast. I love you both. I want you to phone me in the morning when you get up, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll wake up Mum to tell her that we have to...
You wake up Mum and tell her. You have a lovely sleepover with Mummy and your friend and with Chloe and Lou, okay?
Yeah,
okay.
11 and we'll just across.
Okay, love it. Right.
Night.
Right, I'll speak to you later on. I'll give you a call in a bit. All right, love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Too cute.
That is the sweetest thing I've heard in the last week.
Oh, they're so excited. The squeeze. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, even myself, I've done snatch probably for a few years now since I first started, and even now, there'll be days I'm just like, why is it so hard? Like, it's still hard. Like, you still have to constantly think about it every time you lift. It's like, it's not something you could just go into like a deadlift. You could just sort of go in and just lift it and be like, okay, cool. The snatch is something you have to spend like loads thinking about. Where's my hand position in there? How's my setup? It's a difficult, even after years.
It's like with anything. A lot of people go into learning the weightlifting derivatives within CrossFit, and they try to learn it through barbell cycling. And Olympic lifting is not that. There has to be intent and purpose behind every single repetition.
Yeah.
And I've got to say it because it is what needs to be said, but you have to earn the right to be able to then barbell cycle a load. If you can't control a clean into another complex, into a hang clean, into a jerk, into a front squat and then a jerk, whatever it might be, whatever the complex is, if you can't control those things, then you shouldn't be doing them. You need to earn those positions. You need to understand all the fundamentals behind it. It's what we teach, no different than what we teach within the weightlifting workshops. We start in a very methodical way. We get people to understand, and people hate the PVC pipe at the end. You ask the guys that came to the Sapper Warrior fitness work, or Sapper Warrior, I can't even get my words out here. The Sapper Warrior fitness team, the workshop we ran last year, they hated me and Big Joe because we had PVC pipes out for about 3 hours and people were in clips, shoulders burning. And like, this is the technical proficiency. This is the understanding. This is the time in the trenches, really understanding what the path of the bar is, how it moves. Do you know what I mean?
I think I just want to highlight a difference here, because obviously we slag off about the whole PVC pipe thing on the podcast. But I think the difference in this is what we're talking about is when we look at things like a squat or a deadlift, they're nowhere near as technical as the movements that Dean's just mentioned there. Like there's a lot of different aspects to it where you have to obviously a squat, bar goes in the back, you just go down and up really. I mean, there's a few little technical things with it. But if you're doing like a clean, for example, there's so much different. I mean, you obviously end up in a squat position, in a front squat position, but then that's only one part of it. There's all these other different areas. So it's a lot
remember,
more
this isn't saying that you've got to use a PVC pipe and a dowel, a wooden dowel. There's a barrier to entry there. It's not the load that's... Load management is an issue, you're right. But we're not using the PVC pipe and the bar because we're worried about the load. We're using it to try and rehearse positions, rehearse patterns, understand movement mechanics. When you're teaching a squat, any squat derivative, when you're teaching a deadlift, a bench press, you can afford... the risk of injury is minimised so much. It's far less. So you don't have to be that person that uses a PVC pipe and a wooden dowel from fear of injuring somebody. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. If you throw 100 kilos on somebody's back and they've never squatted before, okay, you're probably being a bit fucking stupid. It's one of those that's on the fence.
I mean, if I was to give an actual example where I was coming from with this, I mean, this is a post as early as 18th of April, and it says, harsh reality check. You have pain in your shoulders, wrists, knees, back because you're lifting with bad technique. Fix the cause of the problem, not the problem. But we know that there's such a thing as the biopsychosocial model. We can't necessarily say that it is down to technique. So it's all very well him saying harsh reality check, but the problem is pain is complicated. So basically,
I think he's using it as a selling technique more than anything.
If this is the harsh reality, and this is pain science, and we actually look at what the evidence says, you'll actually see that it's gone. His narrative is gone. It's full of shit.
Oh, that was a magic shit. Our listeners won't have a clue we just did, but we'll get
they won't have a clue what we did, but you've got to put that on YouTube. Do you know I did that in a nightclub once? Didn't go down well, did it?
What I was to do that, Tommy, for you, Tom, this might be quite interesting. We'll see what you say. But basically, I was going to say, we'll go around, we'll give our...
You're fucking digging in tonight, you cunt.
I'm not.
You're going to fucking pipe down.
You'll know why after I said basically what I said. We're all going to give a tip for the snatch now. So I'll start with myself then. Give Tom some time to think because he's never snatched his life.
I'm quickly googling now.
You might be a bit surprised that you find if you Google snatch, mate.
Squat you top 5 steps. Here we go.
Anyway, I would say with my tip would be be patient. I'd say simply because I think it's one of those lists where you've got to be patient. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like you, Dean, how many years have you spent weightlifting? And I bet you still parts of your snatch which you are annoyed at or that you're not happy with, and you've been doing it for years.
I am shit.
That's what I'm saying. You've been doing it for years, and you're still that's what I mean. So I think patience is probably is key. I think you've got to accept the process. As you said, 3 hours on a PVC pipe might be frustrating, but you've got to have that patience because it's a technical beast, as we said at the start. And I think if you're someone who hasn't got, is very impatient, and you expect to be able to snatch, perfect snatch in a week, then you're going to be surprised. I'd say. So that's what I'd say. Patience.